Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has sworn in 3 ministers she appointed following a mini reshuffle yesterday. The ministers who were sworn in at State House Dar es Salaam include Angela Kairuki as Minister of Regional Administration and Local Government, Stragomena Tax as Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, and Innocent Bashungwa as Minister of Defense. Speaking at the occasion, President Samia Suluhu Hassan told the ministers to agree to their oath of safeguarding the Constitution and to respect their boundaries as leaders.
Angela Jasmine Kairuki, naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na kuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote,
na kwamba nitaihifadhi, nitailinda na kuitetea Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kwa mujibu wa sheria iliyowekwa.
Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Katika viapo vyetu hapa tunaapa kuilinda na kuitetea Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
In taking an oath, we do so to defend the Constitution of the United Republic of Tanzania. So as you take an oath, it is true to honor and defend the Constitution of the United Republic of Tanzania, a union with 2 sides, and you will serve both sides equally, according to their Constitution. But to know boundaries, and the mandate you've been given has limits. If you want to go over, you must get permission from high authority. Thirdly, its own secrets, whether spoken in the Revolutionary Council or you've been told, it is a secret, and if you want to speak about it or use it, then you must know how to use it. For work, what is decided by the government as a minister is yours, and you must take it and work according to guidelines.
Hiyo ni siri.
Now, Tanzania Commission of Universities, TCU, has extended their registration window for first-degree students with a call to students to use the opportunity, which is the last. TCU says there are more than 62,000 openings for students that have not been filled up yet.
Tanzania na waombaji watarajiwa kwamba tumeongeza muda wa dirisha la udahili kuanzia leo tarehe 3 Oktoba mpaka siku ya tarehe 7 Oktoba. Na tunapenda kusisitiza kwamba hili litakuwa dirisha la mwisho, kutakuwa na nyongeza ya dirisha lingine la udahili. Hivyo basi tunawaasa wale wote ambao kwa sababu moja au nyingine hawakuweza kudahiliwa katika madirisha ya awali watumie kipindi hiki kutuma maombi yao.
Hili ni jambo jema sana, kwa maana kuna watu wenye sifa wengi wamebaki njiani na hawana pa kwenda, na kutama hali zao si nzuri sana. Basi kwa hili limeongeza fursa kwao, na waitumie fursa hii kama ni fursa mojawapo ili waweze kufikia malengo yao ya kimaisha katika elimu.
Ni swala jema, kwa sababu ukiangalia kama wangeacha bila kuongeza muda, maana yake ni kwamba baadhi ya Watanzania wangekosa nafasi ya kuomba, na tunaona bado watu wanahangaika kuangalia ni kozi gani nzuri waweze kuomba kwenye chuo husika. Kwa TCU kuongeza muda ni jambo jema.
Now, the government has said that it is determined to address challenges facing older persons that include violation of their rights. This was said in Dodoma by the Minister of Policy, Parliament and Coordination, George Simbachawene, on behalf of Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa during an occasion to mark World Day of Older Persons.
Serikali ya mtaa, ya kijiji, ya kata, ya wilaya, ni kwa sababu hatuwatambui wanalalaji wanamkaji. Hebu tujenge utaratibu wa kuwatambua wanamkaji wanalalaji.
Let us have an arrangement to know how they are faring. The elderly coming here have self-actualized and now demand for their rights. Our duty as the government is to take care of their safety and security. Our duty as the community is to assure their safety and security. Let us work together. I'm sure if we do so, we will help our elderly. Let us all support government efforts to eradicate violence against the elderly. Counsel for elders to fully participate in efforts to eradicate killings, promote good morals, and urge the community to participate in production activities, but the community to work with safety and security organs to bring offenders to light.
Now, as various institutions and organizations mark Customer Care Week, some citizens have said there is need for the service providers to improve on the quality of services they provide.
Naomba watu wa UNICEF angalau wazungumze na watu wa ndani nao wajaribu kuwaisha hizo huduma. Kwa upande mwingine huduma ziko faster, ziko vizuri, tunahudumiwa vizuri kwa kweli. Kikubwa zaidi kilichonivutia lugha rafiki kwa wahudumu.
Tayari kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba wanachama wa hifadhi jamii wa NSSF ambao wamepita au wanaweza kupita kupitia ofisi zetu zilizopo jengo la Ubungo hapa wanahudumiwa.
Tunajenga kile kituo kitakuwa ni customer service center. Yaani pale itakuwa ukifika mteja unahudumiwa kwa kila lile tatizo lako ambalo unakuwa umelipeleka.
Tumekuwa tunafanya maboresho kwa sababu wateja wetu wanatuambia hichi tunapenda, hichi hatupendi, hichi fanya hivi, hichi fanya hivi. Na kwa sababu Tigo Zante limekuwa na sikio la kusikia, tumeweza kusikia na tumeweza kuboresha huduma zetu.
Now, the World Health Organization WHO has said that it will continue to cooperate with the government in addressing the Ebola threat by strengthening public awareness as well as provide resources that will make sure Ebola does not enter Tanzania.
WHO kama technical agency lakini pia financial agency wa mambo ya afya unashirikiana na
WHO as a technical and financial agency on health is working with the government of Tanzania. As WHO, we see the Ministry of Health is taking this seriously and has been at the forefront to coordinate all partners and mobilize resources.
Napotoa tetesi za mhisiwa kwa wakati inasaidia.
When you report a suspicious case on time, it is helpful, but all information on statistics and update is important because it allows us to act on time.
Yanaendaje? Kwa hiyo tumeshauriwa tupeleke na mashine zingine.
We've been advised to take more machines to do other tests so that in case a patient is admitted, then they are able to test them as they receive treatment.
Meanwhile, passenger and cargo transporters at Kigoma Port have urged the government to install screening facilities at border areas with neighboring Uganda as measures against Ebola entering the country.
Wito wangu kwa serikali ni kuleta vifaa vya kisasa ambavyo vinaweza vikabaini ugonjwa hapa ndani ya bandari. Vipimo vilivyopo hapa.
I urge the government to bring modern equipment that will help us test for the illness here at the port, so we are able to tell if one has the virus.
Tumeimarisha zaidi uchunguzi katika mipaka.
We have boosted checks at the border and airport. There are also teams ready to treat the patients and a special area to live in order to reduce the rate of infection. We also have ambulances for referral cases. Continue to educate the general public through our staff, the media, but we also give leaflets to educate people about illness.
Now, the government has warned that minerals will be confiscated and legal action will be taken against anyone found to be smuggling minerals. The warning was given on behalf of President Samia Suluhu Hassan by the Minister of Minerals, Dr. Doto Biteko, at the opening of the 5th National Mining Technology in Geita region.
Smuggling has changed from hiding gold and selling it on. Now it is done scientifically by reducing purity in gold. Let me tell perpetrators, they are looking for two things: prison or to be poor. The law governing minerals is clear that anyone who does that, the minerals will be nationalized and equipment used. On environmental damage caused by mining activities, let me ask you again, mining officers, local government leaders, and other institutions, the matter concerning the environment is important and all of us must protect it.
Zilikuwa nyingi na hasa wachimbaji wadogo, Mheshimiwa Rais Samia Suluhu amezitoa.
There are a lot of charges, especially for small-scale miners. Honorable President Samia Suluhu has removed them. We commend her.
Farijika sana kwamba kampuni yetu imeendelea kutambuliwa kama kampuni inayojihimu.
We are happy that our company continues to be recognized as one that pays well in tax, being the leader in the mining sector. We have already loaned out 38 billion Tanzanian shillings to customers dealing in mining.
The new executive director of Muhimbili National Hospital, Professor Mohammed Janabi, has said that they will now start removing the bodies of patients who have died at the hospital wards while receiving treatment to the mortuary in ambulances instead of on stretchers, as has been the case.
Mwili wa marehemu unachukuliwa na ambulance kuja kuletwa kuhifadhiwa mortuary na vile vile.
When patients leave EMD, they will be taken to the ward in an ambulance. This is one significant area we've had a discussion on. Due to COVID-19, I was not able to start it. The issue here is space. There are now too many patients. So this is a big challenge. However, our government and that of China had entered into an agreement, and an area in Mloganzila has been found where the second building will be built.
I want surgery now.
I want surgery to be done there too, so we must move on with complicated surgeries. We spoke against taking bribe from patients, and in our institute there is no such behavior.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, at least 85 storm-related deaths have been confirmed since Hurricane Ian made landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast on Wednesday as a Category 4 with maximum sustained winds of 249 kilometers per hour. Here are more details.
The sheriff's office in Costa Rica County said it had counted 42 dead, with 39 deaths reported by officials in neighboring counties. The National Hurricane Center forecast more heavy rainfall was possible across parts of West Virginia and western Maryland into Sunday morning and major to record flooding in central Florida. The National Guard and the Coast Guard were flying in helicopters to the island to rescue people after Sanibel's only bridge to the mainland collapsed. More than 700,000 businesses and homes remained without power on Sunday afternoon in Florida alone, where more than 2 million customers lost electricity the first night of the storm.
Now, Somalia's government says it has killed Abdullahi Nadir, one of the co-founders of the armed group Al-Shabaab, in an operation with international partners. Here's the report.
In a statement, the country's information ministry said that the operation that killed Nadir happened on Saturday. It said that he was Al-Shabaab's chief prosecutor and was in line to replace the group's leader Ahmed Diriye, who is sick. Since 2006, the group has killed tens of thousands of people in bombings in its fight to overthrow Somalia's Western-backed central government and implement its interpretation of Islamic law. Somalia's military is supported by U.S. troops and drones and an African Union peacekeeping mission.
In Kenya, the cabinet has lifted a ban on the importation and plantation of genetically modified crops and animal feeds that had been in effect since 2012. Here's the report.
The latest development comes as a result of a cabinet meeting chaired by President William Ruto on Monday, which sought to assess progress in the national response to the ongoing drought situation that has affected 23 counties. Since November 2012, Kenya has been hesitant to approve the import or planting of genetically modified food crops due to debate over the safety of the crops. In another development, lorry drivers in Kenya have urged the government to strengthen measures aimed at preventing Ebola entering the country following an outbreak of the disease in neighboring Uganda.
Wao wameweka screening Malaba na Busia, na hali hizo ni boda za kuingia, sio boda za kutoka. Ni boda za kutoka ikiwa gari imepakia, lakini gari ikiwa empty unatokea Luahaha ambapo wao hawajaweka screening.
Now King Charles III will welcome South African President Cyril Ramaphosa to the United Kingdom for 3 days of high-level talks next month, the first such visit since the monarch succeeded his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, last month. Here's the story.
In a statement on Monday, Buckingham announced that Ramaphosa has accepted Charles's invitation for a state visit from November 22nd to 24. South Africa is a member of the Commonwealth, a political association of 56 countries, mostly former British colonies. The visit comes as Ramaphosa faces a huge scandal back at home. Arthur Fraser, the former head of the country's spy agency, has accused the president of kidnapping, bribery, money laundering, and counseling of crime in relation to the alleged theft of $4 million in cash found at his Phala game ranch in northern South Africa. The country's parliament has opened investigations into the matter, and Ramaphosa could face an impeachment vote in the coming weeks.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows up shortly. Welcome back, and in business news tonight, NMB Bank has continued to collaborate with the government of Zanzibar in the tourism sector, where the bank has now installed an ATM machine at Zanzibar's international airport that will also provide services to visitors in foreign currencies.
Leo itakuwa na uwezo wa kubadili fedha kigeni aina kuu tatu kwa kuanza nazo.
The machine can exchange 3 foreign currencies from US dollar, euro and pound to get Tanzanian shillings. The machines will simplify tourists getting local currency without going to NMB banks. The machine has the capacity of changing up to 2,000 US dollars at a time.
Kwa hiyo mashine hii kwa sasa tumebahatika kuzinduliwa hapa Zanzibar.
Following introduction of this machine in the Isles is a great opportunity for us to engage in the blue economy, being efforts of supporting eighth government in this economy through tourism sector. Now, Tembo Nickel Company has said that it will give more priority on purchasing products manufactured by local companies so as to increase revenues for the government and local producers. More than 99% of services and products are purchased from Tanzania from qualified companies and local content. This will help us to track empowerment activities done in the project area. And small coffee farmers from various villages in Moshi district, Kilimanjaro region, have urged the government to help them access agriculture inputs so that they can produce good quality crops that will sell at profitable prices. Their main problem is agriculture inputs. Even if they will get seedlings, that will not be enough. I call on the government to help farmers with agricultural inputs for excellence of this crop.
Udhaifu uliopo kwenye kahawa kwa sasa pamoja na hiyo nguvu tulionayo.
Challenges that we face in coffee produce despite market's existence, but the challenge will be on farmers being reached by extension officers. Although we have discovered that we can succeed if we use digital techniques. And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows up next. And in sports news tonight, Charles Lukola has been announced as the new Simba Queens head coach. Here's more on the story.
Signed a 2-year deal with Simba Queens, who are the reigning Women's League champions. Lukola texts from Sebastian Koma as the Msimbazi Queens prepare for the CAF Women's Champions League next season.
Coastal Union FC have defeated Kagera Sugar 2-0 in the NBC Premier League today.
Both Coastal goals today were scored by Mubarak Amza, with the first being a penalty. Kagera have not won in the last 5 games, losing 3 games and drawing twice.
Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp says his side have to go back to the basics to try to improve their defending. Here's the report.
Klopp's side are 9th in Premier League after just 2 top-flight wins in 7 games this season. They have conceded 14 goals in 9 games across all competitions, keeping just 2 clean sheets. When you spot a problem and think you have the solution, you expect it to be instant. That's never the case in football, Klopp said.
It is a measure of Max Verstappen's superiority in Formula One this year that he could have what he described as a really terrible weekend at the Singapore Grand Prix, and still put himself in a position from which he could easily clinch the world title in Japan next Sunday. Here's the report.
To leave Suzuka as a 2-time champion, Verstappen needs to gain 8 points on Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and 10 on his Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez. The mathematical possibilities are many depending on various finishing positions. But if Verstappen wins the race with the fastest lap, by far the most probable scenario at a racetrack that is likely to suit the Red Bull, which is comfortably the fastest car in the field, he will seal it. On Sunday night, though, this was not at the forefront of Verstappen's mind. He acknowledged that winning the title sooner or later, with 5 races left and a 104-point lead, was normally not a problem.
Leeds United boss Jesse Marsh felt sorry for the fans after causing Aston Villa of repeated time wasting during Sunday's goalless draw.
Marsh's side secured a hard-earned point despite a 40th minute sending off of Colombia winger Luis Sinisterra. But Villa boss Steven Gerrard replied was he unhappy with their time wasting when they went down to 10 men. The ex-England midfielder added it works both ways. 6 different players received at least a caution at Ellen Road, 4 from Leeds and 2 from Villa.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
At 9:30 and get updated on what is happening in Tanzania and around the world on political, social, and economic issues and events, without forgetting business and sports news. You can get it all right here on Capital News at 9:30 from Monday to Friday on Zuku Channel 067, Digitech Channel 1103, and Facebook